Believe it or not, I'm actually quite the fan of the Twilight Saga as a comedy series. The films are so unbelievably campy and over the top, I can't help but find them hilarious, even if that wasn't the filmmaker's original intention. You'd think that this would make them perfect for parodying. Spoof parody movies had a spike in popularity during the early to mid-2000s thanks to the release of Scary Movie, a spoof of Scream and various other slasher and thriller films. It also spawned a franchise that inspired several other dodgy spoof movies trying to bank on the new spoof craze. Epic Movie, Disaster Movie, the list goes on. Vampires Suck just so happens to be a spoof of Twilight and its first sequel, New Moon, that pretty much killed this genre as we knew it back then. I think you'll find that all of these movies have something in common, and that would be Jason Friedberg and Aaron Seltzer. Although they had been involved with popular spoof movies from the beginning of the trend, the Wayans family was much more involved with the first two Scary Movie films compared to later installments, much to the apparent chagrin of certain movie viewers. Vampires Suck generally has pretty low ratings from what I've seen, and I haven't viewed this movie in years, so I wanted to rewatch it to try to make a guess as to why that is. Since it's a very silly comedy movie, I didn't really want to give my usual play-by-play analysis, so I've replaced my usual commentary format with a reaction segment. Please let me know what you think in the comments, as I'm always trying ways to make my content more fun. So, is Vampires Suck really all that terrible? Let's find out. On with the video. Hey guys, so I'm starting the reaction to Vampires Suck. I haven't seen this movie in years, so let's see if I still find it funny. I haven't seen the Twilight movies in a while, but I remember them well enough that I know exactly which scene this is supposed to be parodying. She does look quite a bit like Kristen, so you know, at least back then. Not so much now, but back then, yeah. Damn, why was that so violent? Was the violence really necessary? I love that SBF 500 joke. I seriously love it because like it makes complete sense. It makes total sense.
I used to live with my mom in Nevada. Now she's always on the road because she started doing some pro golfer.
You cannot be for real. Oh my god, you for real.
Just saying, sporks are so much better than forks. Didn't know I was going to be giving cutlery commentary in this reaction, but you know, they are. They're just better. You can just pick up more food, you know. This is pretty much every single 3 Days Grace song. So, where's the lie? Where is the lie? Hey. No discrimination. No discrimination. This is not Buffy. We're not going to be discriminating against like monsters and all that. That doesn't fly on this channel, you know. That doesn't fly. I was fully expecting a Lightning McQueen bed, but you know, that's so much worse, honestly.
Your hamster Herman? Might have missed it.
Well, it goes with the alternative thing she has going on, so you know.
I warm it up in the tub first, so it's not creepy. It's been lonely since your mom.
But why did you have to keep it in your daughter's room?
Ask about it. Ask.
Why did they have to do Charlie so dirty? He was like one of my favorite characters in the series. Like, he's one of the only reasonable characters in the series.
Hey, new kid.
I'll give him that. They've got the weird looks down. He's sounding like Darth Vader right now, I'm not gonna lie.
This is biology. Why are we reading the Vampire Diaries?
Cause it's a good book series. I would storm out too.
For prom.
Well, at least that guy's on the mend, you know, it's a little things.
Awesome.
You know, as a Brit, I just don't get the hype around prom, okay? I'm sorry all my American viewers out there, I just don't get it.
What do we like to eat?
Red things. Aw, that's cute. That's so cute.
You say so.
I promise, as long as you're with me, you will never get hurt.
I mean, didn't you just throw her into the ceiling a second ago anyway? Hang on. Why the hell do vampires have tanning beds in their house? You know, she's having a breakdown and all, but you gotta admit, that dress is a really nice color and really suits her, so you know, good costuming. Damn, not my girl Buffy, as I was saying, not my girl Buffy. Isn't that is pretty much how they kill vampires in Twilight anyway, so.
And this is your...
Oh my god, what is that? Oh my god! What is that?
Damn, bro, you need a nail clipper? Oh, just saying, I loved Alice's outfit in this scene from the original film. She ate it up. It was so good. Wow, my jaw was on the floor when I originally watched the movie.
10 out of 10. 10 out of 10.
I need to know who's it gonna be.
Who's it gonna be? Who's it gonna be? No, Johnny G. Remember that, guys? Remember that?
You're killing him.
You're killing him.
And we haven't even had sex yet.
And we haven't even had sex yet.
Okay, I'm sorry, that did make me laugh. I mean, they were kind of asking for it, given how they acted throughout the rest of the movie. This guy's really into his character. I gotta respect that. I really gotta respect that. I mean, are they gonna mix blood or what? Is that not necessary?
Team Jacob, bitch!
You know what? Fair enough. And those closing credits explain a lot. Well, that was an interesting watch, but how can my thoughts on Vampires Suck be summed up? It's admittedly quite an unusual comedy movie, as it leans heavily on cringeworthy gross-out jokes that feel forced and obvious rather than being wit or even pun-based. Here's an example.
Why don't you take the empty seat next to that mysterious boy you're destined to have a fatalistic relationship with that will spawn 4 books in a movie franchise?
And this just happens over and over throughout the film. Despite this, the practical gore effects are actually pretty decent for a parody movie intending to produce laughs, and suggest that there was at least some genuine care put into making this film, which I do appreciate. Another positive comment that I could make is that the actors' performances are quite accurate to the performances that they're parodying, including mannerisms, and this is especially true of Jen Prosky's impression of Kristen Stewart's Bella Swan. It didn't make me laugh out loud, but the joke did land and it did make me smile. Nevertheless, the film's main weakness seems to be that it was released way too late. The references are relevant for the time, but the whole spoof craze had been done to death at this point, and the movie just comes across as a sort of last hurrah that tries to capitalize on the popularity of Twilight at the time. Overall, the film doesn't really succeed in being a clever satire, but I'm not really sure that's what it was going for anyway. It's not offensive, but its lowbrow effortness is very evident, and I would only recommend watching it if you're in the mood for something particularly lowbrow. Well, that's all for this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and as always, thanks for watching.
The blue and green ones are my favorite kind, but I'll eat the colored ones from time to time, 'cause polos is life, 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 polos is life. Sleep all night.